for tuning in today to Rappers in My Backyard. I hope you had an amazing week because we got an amazing guest. And so I can't wait to bring him in the yard. Our topic today is lyrics and life. And on the grill, we're talking community. And you know, I love setting up every episode with a quote that lays the groundwork for interesting and provocative conversation. So here is the quote. Don't talk, just act. Don't say, just show. Don't promise, just prove. And that comes from everyday power. And I think that sets us up nicely to talk, express, relate, and connect with our special guest today. Bigg Feva is in the backyard. What's up, Bigg Feva?
Lisa, how are you? Beautiful queen.
I'm having a great day.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
I'm glad you can make it because I know you got big plans. You know, you're getting your son off to college and all of that. So when I heard that, I said, man, I want to talk to him about that too, because that has everything to do with you doing an excellent job with providing him with the guidance and the love that he needs in order to be successful in his path. So let's just jump off with that because that's just positive. How and what school is he going to, and is he going to be playing a sport? Tell us about that.
Yeah, his name is DJ Smith. He's a junior actually, and he is playing a sport. He's playing football. Yeah. He's out in Lake Oswego, which is in Portland, and it's absolutely beautiful out here. It's amazing, just so much greenery. But yeah, I'm just so proud of him because He graduated as an honor student, in high school, and so he came on. And this school is really hard to get into, like, NCAA Division III, and it's really hard to get in. So, he got in, and just because he's a nice guy. But yeah, he graduated, and I had to put a lot of time in with him, and I'm so grateful for it because I was in the music industry and I was making some change. I was doing some things and my name was bubbling, but my son, was a little kid, and he said, Dad, I want to play football. Right. So I stepped away from the music industry, and I said, you know what? I'm going to help my son get to college, and, start practicing with him, going to every practice. I'm at every game, I'm training, making sure he's eating right, exercising, in the gym. It was just a long process, but it was well worth it. Put the time in, and now he's at one of the top colleges in the country.
Wow.
Yeah, he's at the law program here is second to none. Mm-hmm. If you ask anyone about the Lewis and Clark law program, it's amazing. A lot of attorney generals, surgeons and stuff come here. It's a very expensive school, but he had the grades to help him get in.
Right.
Yeah, I was glad. I'm so happy. And so then I started back. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was going to say just once again, that is such a positive thing for us to kick the show off because there's so many young people that want to be great, and the fact that your son reached out to you and said, hey, Dad, I want to play football. And you as the parent and the one that knows that he needs you for the success said, it's not about me because it's not. It's about your son.
Right.
And I'm just so, so happy for our viewers to be able to see that because it's choices that change the dynamic for us.
Yeah, decisions. Yeah. So I had to step away from the music industry. I was a little upset because I was gaining some momentum, but I said, you know what? He's more important in what he's trying to accomplish in life. And I was like, wow, I never went to college.
Right.
I didn't graduate with honors and straight A's and all these accolades he had. And I said, man, I don't care. I'll walk away from the music industry, and I did.
Right.
And so then 12 years later, here I am trying to pop back. And I wasn't going to do it, but my wife told me to. She was like, baby, go get back into the music industry. Look at all these older guys 40 years old, dropping records and stuff. And she was like, "You're a great writer. You're a great artist. You can perform. You're still in good shape. You still look nice." So I said, "All right, I do."
Yeah.
So here I am.
So kudos to your wife, because it seemed like you got a real soldier too behind you. Somebody that's feeding positivity into you, and not only not letting you quit, but she's not letting the family quit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to play their part in our family.
Yeah, I know the definition of a queen. All Black women on any level, any totem pole are queens, and my wife is definitely a queen. She double masters in education, masters in human resources. She got a PhD. She's a principal for a school. I mean, she's amazing. She is. I mean, she just her alone. She raised anywhere from 16,000 to 22,000 every year to pay. To help pay for kids' graduations, they cap them down, make sure they go out to grad night, have fun and enjoy themselves. Because, you know, a lot of people felt that she's out of Title I school. A lot of people believe that these kind of kids wasn't going to make it because, you know, they had a couple bumps in traditional school, you know, in the public school. But you came over there with my wife and they worked hard. These kids graduated. And I mean, they threw their caps high. And we just applauded them. We're just so grateful for these kids that's making a change. And I'm doing the same thing when I work with an NFL alumni. Every Saturday we feed 400 families. So
wow. Yeah. And that's, you know, that's why I threw community on the grill, you know, so that we can really talk about all these amazing things that you have contribute to the community. But everybody out there wants to know, Bigg Feva, how did you get involved in hip hop and music in general? What was your journey to get there?
It started as a kid. You know, I started off as a singer. Tell me what you want. You know, I started off as a singer. And my mom, I'm singing in front of my grandmother, you know, for her birthday. Happy birthday to you. And all that, you know. So I started off as a singer. And then when I got into middle school, you know what I'm saying? I started playing instruments, the trumpet. And in high school, I played the trumpet, and I was signed to a production company with Dale and Chuck Atkins in LA on the East Side. And when I got with them, you know, I started meeting people like Kipper Jones, and all these other musicians, and Phil Upchurch, Kevin Tony of the Blackbirds, and stuff like that. So, you know, I was around a lot of jazz musicians. Mm-hmm. So that's why when I hear an artist, I could right away. I could tell. I'm like, oh, they got it. You know, like Mr. Greg. I heard the artist on him, and I was like, wow, he got it. So yeah, that's how I started. You know, as a musician, a singer, and then I had the privilege to be in the green room with some great, you know, at the shrine. Man, I've been everywhere. It's been a long road, but it's been nice. I enjoy it.
Wow. I've enjoyed it. And see, because you had such a great journey and was able to meet so many great artists along the way, as you mentioned, Kip Jones, those kind of cats, you know, those are people that put in real work all the way around in this business. You know, it was a different game when they was there. It was a 360 thing and an effort that you gave as an individual, and also the people that were around you that helped you get to whatever that level is. And, you know, I appreciate you sharing that with us, because that makes an extreme difference, you know, because just like your wife said, you're going to be able to really start off right where you left.
Right.
Because of those relationships and understandings.
Right. You know, it's been an honor and a privilege. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you, I'm going to be honest with you. It's been some rough times, and I started very, very young. Very young. You know, I was still in my teens, you know, my mid-teens. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I was around all these musicians and stuff. You know, some of these clubs, I couldn't even go in when they go perform because you know, I was too young, and then sometimes I would sneak in. You know, I worked with Larry Don from Earth, Wind and Fire. He was an amazing artist. And now I got a team of people around me now that believe in the music and the message. You know, we just try to send a message. So, and I've been, you know, I've just been blessed to have Suspect from Full of Game Entertainment, Dangerous Don, who's been working in radio forever. She's knocking on every door she can possibly can and turn over every rock.
Right.
DJ JB Smooth out in Oklahoma. So yeah, it's just been a journey. Shouts out to Power 88 KCP here in Las Vegas. They've been there 50 years. Gladys Knight nephew, Bubba Knight's son. He's a GM. His name is Craig Knight. And him and DJ Benzo, they've had my record in rotation for almost a year. And the thing about it is, I didn't even know it was a hot record. My wife told me. Lisa, she was like, no, serious. My wife was like, babe, that's a nice record. And I was just dragging my feet. I didn't know if I really wanted to get back in the music industry. Yeah. And then, but she told me, she said, baby, that's a hot record. And she was right. I mean, I haven't seen one person neither like it or love it. Have you heard it?
Yeah, I heard it. But let's talk about some of your music first till we get to your new one. You know?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I can't wait to talk about that. But you've already put some great work out there. Specifically, I'm talking about Don't Go Down Without a Fight. I know you did that in 2000. But heat, motivational bullets in your mind.
That's one of my favorite records in the whole world.
That's mine too. I said, when I listened to it, not that I got anything to say negatively about your new stuff, but listening to that just gave me motivation in a way that I think is really good for us to hear right now. I wanted to know, man, what was the importance for you to do that project? To be able to just lay down everything that matters. You see what I'm saying? And not be worried about what's going to get more records sold or what's going to put me on a stage with this person or that one. That is strictly for the people.
You good.
You're
good.
Oh,
you're good.
No, you're good. That's why I said, don't take me to the new song yet.
Yeah. You good. You good.
But man, I love it. Talk to me about that.
Down without a fight. And even though it seems hard to survive, stand up and pump your fists in the sky. Just believe and you see that we all can rise high. The sun will rise. Just give it time. Hold your head up high and touch the sky. High. Man, that was my record.
No, it's still your record, okay? Because,
man,
it's just so where we need to be mentally. It's just been a tough time for so many people. When I was doing research on you, I said, this is somebody that is totally about pushing the culture forward. It has nothing, you don't need to put what's going to work best for Bigg. It's all about what can I do for somebody else. Where can we find that? Where is it?
Right, man, that's my heart. But honestly, I just got to give it to God, and then secondly, I got to say it. My mom put it in because my mom was the same person, and she would cook for the community, neighborhood. She didn't care whatever situation you was going through, you can go to my mom's house and eat and sit down and have a nice glass of Kool-Aid.
Yeah, that's great.
Spaghetti, which is one of the ghetto hoods, so I grew up on the east side and the west side of LA. So, we went through some ups and downs, you know what I'm saying? But, my mom absolutely survived. So she instilled that in me. So this has been my desire to help people and, send a message. Yeah, that song. And did you know the guy singing on the Black Thompson is the same guy that's singing on the new song?
I was going to ask you that. I seen that. But you know how a lot of artists change their names and all of that. And I wanted to ask you that when we talked about the new single. But I really appreciate
Thank you.
really appreciate that record, because what it does and what it means, I really think, to the culture, it's important for us to share our glimpses of the inner city, of the struggle, of the community.
Right.
That has to be a record on every album. Like, the fact is, some of these artists act like I'm gone, like I have no recollection of what I come from, because I don't want to face that. I don't want to be that, my teeth was crooked back then, or I had to wear glasses, whatever our little hangups were. They certainly do not supersede the effort that you've given us in Don't Go Without a Fight. Honestly.
Oh, thank you so much.
Honestly,
that means a lot to me, especially coming from you. You're a music connoisseur. You're musically inclined. You've been around the business forever. I already know. I did my background too, so
I appreciate that.
You ain't no punk up in this business.
You can't be one. You just can't be one. I do that delicate dance between I'm going to knock you out and hello, how are you?
Right.
It's a game, boy. It's a game,
Absolutely.
But let's talk about Lyrics in Life, which was more of like a collection.
Exactly.
Great things that were lyrically well put together. And the focus was about, I wanted to ask you, was the focus about life in general at the time you did it? Or was it your specific life in which you were going through at that time? And you released this in 2010. I know I'm taking you back, but...
No, that was my last release before I started coaching my son.
Oh, okay.
2010.
Well, you left out with a really cool, see you in a minute.
Yeah, I was like, let me go do this, man.
Right.
Lyrics in Life is just, when I write a song, I think like directors and writers who are writing movies and that kind of thing. So when I write a song, it might be someone else's experience, or just mine in general. So I just be pulling from different angles and directions of life. And so that's how I came up with Lyrics in Life. But songs is talking about love and togetherness and partying. It's, just all part of life, the obstacles that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. So it's just like a collage of different songs. And some of those songs are like really, really, really old. They just, I know old sounds bad sometimes, but Lyrics in Life was just a collage of different songs and records that I brought together, and then a lot of them I wrote, in the process of doing the project. But it's been an experience, Lisa. I'm telling you, it's been fun too. I met a lot of people, had a lot of doors slammed in my face, and a lot of doors open. So. It's all good. I'm enjoying the ride right now. I got my second single is entitled My Baby. I can't wait to drop that.
Wow. Have you ever thought about making Lyrics in Life like a book or something like that? And taking those songs a step further, because they're just so profound. I just want to hear the other part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. It makes sense. That's a very good question. Yeah, I really thought about writing a movie of my life. I've been in some situations that people won't understand. Been around gangs. I've been around gang violence. I've been around pimps and prostitution, murder, and I've been around some very positive people as well. Some commissioners. I used to volunteer with Yvonne Brathwaite and I was just a little, runt coming out of high school. So, but yeah, my life has been, so I do definitely want to do a movie.
Or something.
I just want, my wife told me to write a book a long time ago about the music business. Because I seem to know a little more about the music business than most rappers, in terms of the royalties and percentages and split sheets and how to register and encode your records and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I do. In fact, I do it for Black Thompson. I do a lot of his stuff and make sure his royalties are in place and stuff like that. So,
yeah, see, that's a trait a lot of the artists don't know. You could write a book on that alone. And, you know, something about the way you write and the way you vocalize things is very simple to digest. You know, you don't supersede the neighborhood. And that's usually the case when somebody knows information such as yourself. They feel when they put out a book or a movie or something like that, they have to please another crowd. No, you got to please your crowd. Your culture needs to know how to read your book, because the way it is, super stuck on me using all these elegant and above my pay grade and understanding words. Use them same hood words that we use every day.
Right.
I'm fit to do. You know what I mean? Just bring me to the realities that exist in the inner city through the words that we use in the inner city.
We identify. That's how we identify with communication. Keep it very simple. You know, simplicity is key to a lot of stuff in life. So why change it? You know. Yeah. But you know, my thing is writing a book right now. I just want to wait till my music really just do some great things in the music industry and touch some people, and then people at that point, people will want to see or read or hear your book or whatever you move, whatever you got going. But you know, until that happens, until you get some plaques on the wall, you know, I just been around a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Nobody like, oh, you don't know what to talk about you. You know what I'm saying? Versus, you know, Greedy Greg coming to do a book. It's like, we want to hear his book, you know, and which is understandable, you know, and then till then, you know, excuse me, I'm just, I'll just keep pushing and pushing. I like to write for other people. You know, I want to write for that artist that Greg working now. Oh my God.
Jesus Rose.
Man.
The R&B guy.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. I love this.
Woo, I could just put 5 songs on it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. He got a song called Food. Every time I see him, I just walk around with a plate. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
That dude is the truth, for real. Shout out to Jesus Rose, man, because we need him in R&B, for real.
We do.
He got his head on his shoulder, you know, and he is saying something not only for the men out there, but also to women. You know, we need to get back to the woman, the nucleus of the party, okay? And be able to take that and uplift our women really right now, because we've been putting overdrive.
Right.
All the stuff that has happened, because we're the mother, the sister, the brother, the aunt, the daughter, and we wear so many hats. And when you have things like what we just witnessed with the pandemic and all of that, and we still really in the house low key. I mean, it's overwhelming, because now I'm in the house doing my job. I'm in the house being a wife. I'm in the house being a daughter, you know, for my dad, or caretaker, or whatever you want to call it. And some days I'm just sitting there like, for real? Who signed me up for all these positions?
Right. Right, yeah. Yo, it's crazy. It's been tough for women, man, you know?
Yeah.
And they've been going through a hard thing with, you know, not just that, but what you know, the sex world for them has been. They get violated and cheated. I mean, you know, they walk in the door, and it gets terrible for them. You know, they got all these extracurriculars and hoops they have to jump through. You know, and it's unfair, you know.
It's really unfair. You know, that's.
But they're getting smart now, though, because you see them on these reality shows. Like, they didn't put it together real well. Like, now you got that girl that's going to college. If she get out of acting school, she can't find a job. But you got the girl that just jumped out the strip club, and guess what? She got 3 roles in 3 major movies. So
And they getting saved, meaning like celebrity guys is just scooping them up and saying, you ain't got to work no more or whatever.
Right. Yeah,
keep
it's
those
true.
body parts, real nice and fresh and off the surgery table, and then throw on your purse. Living a life. But I ain't trying to hit them hard or nothing like that. Everybody got to make choices.
I'm proud of them. I'm proud of them actually, because they doing their thing. They find a way. And at one point, they were being taken advantage of, but now they kind of like, nah. I can control this myself. I can get all the recognition. I can get all the money. I can put myself and my kids in a better situation. My baby daddy, he hit 2 blocks and I ain't seen him since. So I'm proud of them. I ain't mad at them.
I ain't mad at them either. Thumbs up to the ladies. We take it no more. We dog walking around this part. And I want to talk to you specifically about Make Me Feel. That's your new single. Talk to me about how that came together, man.
You know what? Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you.
Please be honest with me.
I was just writing this song, and when I envision my wife, I envision her a certain way. And, and that's how I envision her. I put her on that pedestal, but I was just writing a record, and honestly, I didn't even know it was a phenomenal record. And she actually was the first one to tell. She said, "Baby, you got to finish writing that record. It's amazing," And then I was like, "Okay." I dragged him, and I finished writing it. And Black Thompson, he admitted it too. He said he slept on the record, And we was handing out turkeys. That's what happened. I was working with Gang Intervention, and we were handing out turkeys. I was working with Beetle, Melvin Enos and so I was working with him, and KCP and Commissioner Lawrence Weekly was there, and Teddy Wright, and Beetle said, "Man, let Teddy hear that record, man." And so Teddy heard it, and he was like, "Man," he couldn't believe, he was like, "Wow, I had to listen to it twice. I couldn't believe it the first time. He couldn't find no flaws, so I had to listen to it again." And then I sent it to Violet Brown. I just been sending it out to everybody I know. I just want people to hear it and put it in rotation and play it. You know what I'm saying? And because a lot of women enjoy it. But I was just really in imagining my wife and how I would want to treat my woman or my daughter. And so I was just writing. That's what I do. Writing, and so it just happened to turn out to be a great song.
Yes, it did. And it makes you feel so good, too. On top of it just feels like a wonderful song. It's all positive. Lyrically, the music is motivating. It just feels good. You know how you can put on a song and there's just something about it and you be like, okay, that was it. It's just something you feel. You can't really put your finger on anything specific because it takes that whole piece in order to push forward a thought, and you really got that going and Make Me Feel, and I love it and cannot wait until the world gets an opportunity, because right now you're promoting it already, right? With Black College Radio, you're doing it.
Wow, you did your research. You own it, boy. You tough.
Woo, you ain't gonna lie to me today. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, you can't lie to you. You can't lie to you. You can't, you ain't gonna lie to not Lisa.
But man, I love the way that you're taking the approach, because of the simple fact it's something that really needs to be felt from our generation. And I like the way you're doing it grassroots and trying to bring it, doing the groundwork, which will bring it around to the people that can already understand it. But that sets us up nicely to go to the grill. Let's go to the grill, man.
Let's do it. Let's
take
go.
it to the grill. Learn some stuff over here.
Is it not?
Wow. I wanted to talk to you about community, because you do such great work with at-risk youth. And I wanted to talk to you about it. and why it's so important to you, and how can we too as individuals contribute to our community in a positive way like you do?
Well,
get in the center of this screen a little bit. You're like halfway here. Yeah, right that? There is perfect. Yeah, because you got a great face. Why hide it? You know, if you didn't, go ahead and just sit down with the.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? So talk to me about community service, man, because I give you kudos and 10 fingers up on that one.
Well, I always say, experience has been the best teacher. Mm-hmm. So some of my experience, I kind of grew up in that environment. Things wasn't there. They just wasn't at your feet. You have to go and get it. Yeah. So, and I was wondering as a kid, like, who could do this for me? Or who could do that? And that, you end up doing it all yourself. But at the same time, you always think, I said, man, I wish somebody would have some type of after school program, or man, somebody's mother would pull up with some sandwiches and stuff. I was always thinking about a couple of sandwiches, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so then when you get older, you think about it, you say, well, I want to provide those services. I don't want a kid in and out of jail. I don't want a kid on drugs. I don't, I want a kid to finish high school and possibly go to college. College ain't for everybody. I've learned that as well, because you go to college don't mean you're not going to be successful. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, man,
your sound cut out on me.
And it starts with the youth. If we could build them up and put them in a position so they can win, their kids will win, and their kids will win. Because, there was a breakage, in our community. When crack came, it tore a lot of stuff down. A lot of people lost homes. People had business and corner stores. And, it kind of tore the community down.
Yeah.
And so I just, and so we're a little behind. And we didn't have some of the advantages a lot of other cultures have. And I'm not saying that it's an excuse for us to accept failure or, sob around, but I'm just saying it makes it a lot easier. So I've always been in the mindset of helping any and everybody I can, and quite honestly, I know I started with my people first because I believe that I really need to propel them. But me, I help anybody from any race. I don't care.
Yeah, it ain't a race thing because communities are messed up regardless of the color of your skin. And there were just black people in our community. There were people that were there that the money that their parents made qualified them to be where they were. Nobody chose anything. It was they had everything already set up for us. Okay, you make 15,000, you get this little corner on the side, or whatever it was. But all together, it made, because they put us all together in a way that was by our income, it made us feel embarrassed about being there. Right.
My grandfather, he was a hard worker, and that's something I picked up. Work hard. Be consistent, and my grandmother, she didn't work, he came home, he made the money, he gave it to the wifey, she paid all the bills. How it was back in those days. And that's something I always understood, that a man should be a provider. What's wrong with being a provider? That don't mean you're a sucker or a trick. Come on, man, stop it, knock it off.
Move a little middle to the camera for your.
That don't mean I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry. That don't mean you're a sucker because you're a provider. That just means you're a man. So that, she a gold digger. Why? Because she want her nails done. She want to keep herself up. She, she would like beautiful things. That don't make her a gold digger, bro. You like nice cars and nice rims, stuff like that. And so, if that's your woman, it's all right to provide. So, I think all that go in together with helping the youth, helping the wife, helping the kids, and if you got daughters, you want to show them love. So when they get older, guess what? They deal with a man. They know what love feels like.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? So But yeah, the youth for me is the future. As everybody, I know it sounds cliche, but it's the truth.
No, it is.
It's so the truth. So you know, I want to be able to, you know, like my wife, she helped kids get college grants.
Mm-hmm.
She sat down and helped them with their FAFSA, their parents and stuff. I don't know. I had a kid. He had went to I want to say San Diego. I don't remember state, and he was on a full. Well, his parents didn't fill out his FAFSA, so they told him he had to get out. They told him to get out. So, but I did. Well, so Marlon Greenwood, the vice president for NFL alumni, called me and said, "Please, you got to help this kid."
Yeah.
So he was in California. And he said, "Do you know anyone out there that can help him?" So I called Commissioner Mike Davis in downtown. He worked for Mr. Garcetti down there. I called Mike, and Mike called down and got on their butts. And Mike said, "Hey, this kid is an honor student. Y'all got all these kids coming from other different countries, paying for their tuition, and y'all gonna kick him out because the FAFSA ain't done?
Yeah.
You know, come on." And so Mike Davis. Shouts out to Mike Davis.
Yeah, shout out to him. Thank you for stepping up.
And yeah, you ought to get Mike on here. Mike Davis. He's Commissioner of Depot. He worked for Garcetti. He's downtown. I'll give him your contact. This is how I'm on. He's a very
I would love to have him because
my God, he's like, amazing.
This is what I did this podcast for, to talk, express, relate, and connect together. Because when we do that, there's so much that we can share. There's so much that I learned from you today, like Mike and what he did, and possibly get the opportunity to have him on the show simply because me and you are getting down right now and just conveying how important the community is. This very second, and I feel the same way. I'm into the future because if we don't help them get to where they need to go, then we're extinct as individuals. Who's going to carry on the legacy, whether they have your last name or not? It's not about that. It's about each one of us seeing the importance in another person living a quality and decent life. This is about being inclusive. It ain't a color here. Although we need a lot of work in our culture, it's still not about color. It's whomever is ready to do such things. That's who it is.
Right. And yeah, that's why I got it. Mike, I just really I really would love for Mike to be on the show because he's very informational. I know y'all gonna get together and do some great things.
I would.
He's always giving out awards too. I think he did Tiffany Haddish and what did he do? Man, he even did some of everybody. Black people that are making these great accomplishments in their community and stuff like that. He's gave them awards and stuff like that. They do all kinds of. But Mike he's Home Depot, and he worked for Legislate for 6 years.
Wow.
So he's wrote some laws and changed some things to better our communities and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely. I think he started off with Maxine Waters. He ran her campaign in way back in the days. That's when Mr. Davis started off. Then he went on to Yvonne Brathwaite, senior deputy director and stuff like that. But now he's down there with Mr. Garcetti. He's over the contracts and negotiating. So he's doing a lot of stuff, and he saved my life. He took me out of the streets, and I volunteered with him to go have turkeys and all over LA, food and all kind of HUD. He was setting up HUD housing for people in the community. I was working with him in the office late nights with him. So I was just a young fella, but he really saved my life. Shouts out to Mike Davis and Dale.
Shout out to him. And shout out to you to be, although we run into circumstances, we have an opportunity to get out them. And that's what you did. You said, hey, this ain't working for me here. You noticed Mike was giving you an opportunity, whether you understood what it was at that time. But taking that opportunity not only helped you, but it helped your son where he is. It helped you to get the right wife for you, a queen.
Right.
And it's helped you be able to make those decisions about what's important and what's not so important as it refers to young people. And that's exactly what we need, man. That's why I wanted to talk and put this on the grill. Lastly, I just want to ask you, do you have anything for our audience out there where they can go and obtain information or programs that they can be a part of that are specifically towards helping at-risk youth? Do you have any recommendation for them?
You know what? I do. I just don't have it in front of me but I do. We have a whole lot of programs, you know, but I do know you can go to marlongreenwood.org. He's the vice president for the NFL alumni in Las Vegas. But, you know, most of the programs we have are geared for, you know, the Las Vegas. I don't know, you know, because I've been out of California so long here in Vegas. We've been volunteer here in Vegas. I'm in Oregon right now, of course, but I do, you know. But you know, like I say, you know, if there's a person with a situation and they need some help, I can just reach out to Mike Davis. He's connected with everybody. He'll tell me about different programs, and, you know, in terms of LA, Los Angeles. Right. You know, I can just Mike Davis. He's connected with everybody.
So what I'll do is I will reach back, hang on after the call, and I'll make sure after our get together right now, hold on a little bit for me so that I can acquire that information for you, because I would like to provide that in the audience when we run your show.
Oh, okay.
Be able to give that additional information, because you're so committed to community, and so am I, and I would love to be able to share that information with the audience. So you know what? We burnt that up. Let's take that off the grill, man. Community.
Hey, I gotta do this, Lisa. I gotta give my boy DJ Spin a shout out. DJ Spin, he's in California. He's a resident DJ for 1580, the radio show. I think
1580 K-Day.
So no, I don't think they K-Day, but I think they.
No, it's not K-Day. What is it now?
But they do have a K. But K-Day still is there.
Yeah, K-Day's still there. But what do they call that station?
It's the radio show.
Oh, the radio show. Okay.
Where they break independent artists and stuff like that. But it is 15. I think it changed though. It might have changed. But I know it's called a radio show. But shout out to DJ Spin, because he's been knocking on everybody's door and everybody telling them about my record.
Yeah,
so I really
love it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
That's a good stuff. And what I want to know, what is your 5 top hip hop artists right now? Who's in your big 5? Big Feva?
I like Lecrae. I like Lecrae. I like Kendrick. I like Logic. I've always been a Snoop Dogg fan.
Yeah.
Man, I like. Let me see. I don't know if I really want to call Drake a hip hop artist, but Drake. I like Drake. I like a lot of artists. I love music. I'm one of those guys that can really listen to other people's music like it's my shit. Yeah. For real, no bullshit. I love all artists. I want to hear how you said it and how you did it, what kind of harmony you put it. You know, was you mad? I want to hear. I love manipulation that we do for wordplay in hip hop. Right.
And that's why I kind of asked you who your top 5 are. Because it's just so, and everybody you listed were those people that was serious about that pen. There wasn't nobody that was still.
I like Jada Kiss. I like Jada Kiss. I like
Jada Kiss too.
I like the baby. And, you know,
yeah.
like,
I mean, they got the baby
I
on timeout now. I got to ask you this question before we wrap this up. What is your opinion about this whole thing with the baby and his comments about how he felt about Little Nas, or just the representation being shown to our kids?
Yeah, well, you know, he said what he said. And I guess he stands by it. You know, everybody has a right to their opinion and how they feel about things.
Right. I
mean, Lil Nas do too. You know, there's some things that he don't like. You know, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I got gay friends, but man, don't try to make me believe that should be my lifestyle.
Right.
You know, I think that's unfair. You know, and I tell them, I argue with my friends all the time. I'm like, man, dog, that's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? That ain't right to me. For me, you know,
it's a little different.
It's a little different, man. You know what I'm saying? You got it on that lane, and that's how you do it. But I can't do it, so I can't judge him for that, because, you know, people have done worse things.
Yeah.
You know,
it's an opinion.
It's just an opinion. I mean, it don't mean it's law and it's got to be your life. Or, shit. I mean, hey, he said what he said, and that's how he felt. I can't judge him. I'm trying to figure my situation out, and you know what I mean?
Yep, that part. Because I'm trying to figure out mine, so therefore I don't have time to really put a microscope on somebody else's situation. I appreciate that answer. And lastly,
I love everybody.
Lastly, how can we be down with your movement? Give us your Instagram, your website, whatever we can be connected with Bigg Feva.
Well, I always tell people, you know, because some people like Instagram, some people like Facebook, some people don't like any of them, and they might just only do LinkedIn. You know, that's just true. It's so true. You know, so I always tell a person, I'm just saying, I'm going to say it in the humblest possible way. Mm-hmm. Just Google BIGGFEVA, and let's compare our links. You know, just Google me, and whatever you have, I don't have, because I just got on Clubhouse. I didn't have that. I Googled somebody and they were on Clubhouse, and I was like, "Oh, what's that?" And I called them. It was like, "P, yeah, we got to get you in there." So I've been in there with some heavy hitters on Clubhouse, you know, and a couple of people in there got the record and they liked it as well. But yeah, so I always tell people, just Google BIGGFEVA, and just Google BIGGFEVA, Bigg Feva, Big with 2 G's. And if you're on LinkedIn, let's link. If you're on Facebook or Instagram, you know, that's it. And I got a LinkedIn account too. So I mean, a tree link. Yeah, that's what we call tree link.
Oh yeah. So they're all under together.
Right.
In terms of Yeah.
So anytime you put in Bigg Feva, I'm gonna pop up.
Right. It ain't spelled no other way. 2 G's.
Yeah, that's why we tell you, if you don't put 2 G's, you might get, I don't know what you might get, but it ain't gonna be me.
Right.
Listen, Lisa, I really enjoyed I've been watching your show, and I really enjoy it. You can ask some questions. And I was telling the big homie, like, she ain't scared to ask your ass. She gonna ask you.
I appreciate that, man. It means a lot to me. Yeah. I appreciate you. You know,
thank you so
much. And I appreciate our audience today for tuning in and rocking with me and Bigg Feva. I love that Feva at the end. I put that on there myself. But thanks so much to our audience for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share, and also check out our website at www.rappersinmybackyard.com, and also check us out on all platforms, iTunes, iHeart. I mean, we out here, so you can't make an excuse and say you ain't heard it or you can't find it, because we have it everywhere there to for you to listen to, and it's available to you. And also, I want to thank you, man, today for hanging with me.
I'm gonna share this like crazy.
Oh, I can't wait to send it to you like crazy.
I'm finna share. I got like 300 rooms, and each one got anywhere from 300 to 57,000 people in. And I'm gonna be sharing this thing like crazy. I might share it for a whole month. I want to have the highest views than everybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I want the View Championship Award.
Yeah. And I bet you get it, man. And I just appreciate you saying you would do that, you know. And I know that you're a man of your word, and I appreciate that. And I'm gonna give you the best always. That's it. And to our audience, let's talk, express, and relate and connect next Sunday at 2. You know what we do here. Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that bell. You got anything else to say to them? Peace.
Yeah. Love y'all.
Yep. Love you guys. See you next week. And we out.